Hey guys, today I'm going to show you Mini-Me. Yes, this is a commemorative 1911 Colt from the steel from the World Trade Center. I've got the whole story to tell. You're going to want to check these out because they're really cool. Okay, they come in a gift box, beautiful little babies I already mentioned, and one feature that may go unnoticed, when you lift the box, it pops open. Watch again, lift the box, pops open. Now that may seem like a silly thing, but normally when I get a box Colt or something, I'm digging around in here, and you see what I'm doing, I'm stretching it, and then this starts to tear. But the way they open this up like that, it's real easy to just pull it out and open it up. It's not as easy with gloves. This is the first one that we're going to take a look at. It's all steel color, although the grips are not steel. And the commemorative part is these are made from steel from the World Trade Centers after their destruction in 9/11. Now, some people find it to be in poor taste, but as many of the steel girders that they could salvage, they salvaged, and they were used for memorials all over the country. I live in a town where right down the street there is a memorial to those who perished in 9/11, and they used some of the steel from the World Trade Centers. And I have been to the 9/11 museum memorial. It is phenomenal. If you've ever gone to a memorial that was, I don't know, just seemed too commercial and selling gifts and all that, that is not the 9/11 memorial. It really is worth seeing when you're in New York. So that's the first one. I'll take these puppies out in a minute. And we'll talk about shooting them, although I'm not going to shoot one. You can see the crest that's on the box, beautiful box. Again, everything about this is Class A. Everything was done really, really well. I find this one to be a little bit prettier just because of the color, but again, it is made from steel from the fallen towers. By the way, there is a certificate. Might as well show you that. I put a certificate underneath each one, and this is to certify that the metal was salvaged from 9/11. It was Detective Sergeant Michael Capriola, and he testifies to the fact that, by the way, that was in 1922. I assume that's when these guns were made, 1922, and it just says that they took the steel. He was really in charge of regulating the steel so that salvage people wouldn't come in and steal it in the night and all that. They kept it pretty well guarded, and they used it for purposes such as memorials and raising money so that we could pay the firefighters, the injuries, the cost of reconstruction, but a lot of the money went into those projects. So there's a certificate that comes with the gun saying that this steel came from the destroyed towers after 9/11. Speaking of 9/11, we want to honor and remember our vets and our sponsor, Claim Climbers. Claim Climbers is a company that specializes in helping veterans navigate the VA disability claims process. Claim Climbers offers medical records review, assistance in finding necessary records, and in some cases, they can assist you with your appeals. They emphasize the importance of having evidence that will link your disability with your service. This is fee for service, but they will be completely transparent with you as to the fees. So again, if you're interested in Claim Climbers, check the information in the link below. Now, something I wanted to show you on this. The metal looks like Damascus steel. When I saw it, I saw that, and I just thought, okay, so they did a little pattern. That's pretty cool. And so when I read up on these, you can see it here. You can see on this side, it looks like Damascus steel because of the tiger stripes. That's a good word to describe it. Looks like tiger stripes. But the explanation on this is the World Trade Center towers were made with very strong steel. However, weapons use steel that's even stronger. So they didn't want to make these weapons with steel that wouldn't hold up if you fired them a lot. Now, it turns out nobody is going to fire these a lot, and I'll explain why. But if you wanted to fire these a lot, weapons-grade steel is much harder than construction-grade steel that were used in the towers. So when they mixed the two steels together, it made this pattern. That's at least what I read on the internet, so you know it's got to be true. So that's pretty cool. Now, These do function exactly like a 1911. You push that button, you open it up. I'm not going to take it apart because they're not mine. We have these in on consignment, but they do pull back. They do have the safety here. I'll show you on this one. If I pull it back and I try to pull the trigger, it won't drop the hammer. But if you push this in, it works. It's a cute little thing. Let's take a look at the magazine, blued magazine, little tiny. Now, it does use 4mm ammo. It looks more like ammo for a BB gun. Let's look at this other one. But you can load it with 4mm ammo. Oh, look at that one. It's got that plum color, even more beautiful. So you can load ammo into this, but this is my understanding. I didn't try to use it, but there's a reason people don't shoot these. Every time you make ammo, it has to be individually made for the gun. The reason being, and it turns out guns are a lot more complicated than you realize. If the charge is too powerful, it'll be too powerful for the slide and rack back too fast, damage the gun, hurt the gun. If it's too light, it won't give it enough power to come back all the way. And every gun is a little bit different. These are not mass produced. I was just pushing down the slide release, so I just wanted to show you that that works. But pops forward. So as I was saying, every gun is slightly different. These are individually made. So you would really have to individually make the ammo because you wouldn't want it to be overcharged or too little charged so that it didn't rack it back or it racked it back too much and damage the slide. All that is to say, it's very complicated. You can hand make the ammo. And again, I went online. I watched people who made the ammo. It's very expensive. Individually made. So nobody's going to buy these to shoot them. They're just cute little commemoratives and a conversation piece because I've been talking for a heck of a while just about these little babies. So where were these made? These were made in Miniature Arsenal in Dallas, Texas. Now they're kind of a mystery company to me because I Googled them to find out more. They have a website, but not a lot of information. So I don't think they make a lot of miniatures, but they do make miniatures. And I found a couple other companies. We actually featured one a few years ago in a video. There's a company in Moscow that was making miniatures. And actually it was Larry Vickers was over there interviewing the head of that company talking about buying miniatures because we picked up, I think it was an artillery Luger. I know we picked up a Luger and one other gun. It might have been a broom handle. They were both miniatures. And I said the same thing. You could shoot them, but it's really hard to find the ammo. Turns out that you can find the ammo, but you got to get them individually made up because the Luger ammo, the 4mm Luger won't fit the 4mm or won't work in the 4mm 1911. So yes, there are other miniatures out there, and yes, there are people who only collect miniatures, again, German weapons, and in this case, the 1911 Colt.